Yo, this is Oddeyed, A.K.A. FailCat here. I wanted to give you all my first impressions of The Elder Scrolls Online. This is some footage from the beta that I just wanted to have going in the background so you could see the starting gameplay and the high quality graphics. Let me start off by saying that this is a gorgeous game. A lot of love and care obviously went into creating the environment. Every zone I've experienced so far had its own unique mood and atmosphere. The voice acting was full thrill, with lots of dialogue options for lore junkies like myself. And it was all very high quality, just like you'd expect from Bethesda. You know, there's a lot of diversity in the characters, with very few copy-pasting of NPCs like games such as World of Warcraft tend to have. Character customization is another thing that I would say has tons of diversity to it. There are a lot of choices you can make, especially if you're coming from a game like WoW, with almost no customization. ESO is more on par with a game like Neverwinter. It also shares combat very similar to Neverwinter's, moving away from the traditional combat of standing there and pressing hotkeys and more into the action-y console-esque gameplay. Considering this game will also be available on consoles, it makes a lot of sense for them to do it this way. Your abilities are limited. You'll see when my character is in combat she only has 2 abilities to use, but they're all pretty powerful. There isn't exactly a rotation you need to feel stuck with when you only have 6 or 7 abilities total. That's not to say she only had access to 2 abilities though. The ability and skill trees are actually quite extensive. There's various branches you can spend your points in, each with satisfying differences. They're all rooted in either magicka or stamina, pretty much like the other Elder Scroll games. Questing felt pretty uninspired to me. The story has a lot of generic elements, and I haven't seen anything special or particularly interesting about the missions I'm being sent on. It's a lot of kill, collect, escort. Staples of the MMO genre. If you're looking for a more unique experience, such as in the Secret World with its puzzles and investigative modes, then you'll probably be disappointed. Professions felt unique and different though. You can gather all the different types of materials out in the world. You're not chained to only getting one or the other. If you want to mine or pick flowers or cut wood or fish or do it all, you can. They had everything from alchemy and enchanting to blacksmithing and cooking that you could invest your time in. One thing I noticed about it was that the fun exploration part of crafting had its own form of annoyances. For instance, by the time I was done getting a good feel for the game, my inventory was completely full with different crafting materials that I could do nothing with. There didn't seem to be trainers standing around telling me how to make things, and you can't even cook unless you find the recipes out in the world. You don't start off with knowing simple things to build off of. So I kind of had this weird situation of, do I get rid of these things for more space? Do I sell them for money? Should I hold on to them? What if I sell them and then I find something to use them for? That was a very small drawback though. Overall, I felt the crafting system was very refreshing. And it could just be because it's in beta and I was mostly running around the low-level zones, but the game seemed to be lacking a reason to really speak to other people. For the time I was recording it felt like a single-player game that I just happened to see other people running around with. And like I said, I would chalk this up to just being beta and just being in low-level zones, but I've been in the betas for lots of games, and I've been in a lot of low-level zones for MMOs, and this one just seemed to feel a lot more single-player-ish. I don't really know how to explain it, and it could just be me. These are all first impressions though. I went into the game blind on purpose so that I could have the average noob experience and see what it was like. Thank you all for listening, and I'll catch you later. Bye!